Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. It's Erica with Not Your Average EDC, and today we are talking about ding 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 pry bars, EDC pry bars. Not a knife video today. I've been doing a ton of those lately, and technically it's an EDC channel, so we have to include other things. You guys have seen this quite a few times on the channel. My Mr. Nice Bar from Archie over at Nice Guy Machine Company. He's in Colorado. He makes these awesome pry bars. This is my favorite pry bar. I carry it every single day. So I wanted to talk about it today because he did a drop last night. I shouldn't say that. He did a pre-order opening last night, and he had 100 spots open, and he filled them all in under 5 minutes, which is insane. And I'm so proud of him. He's a really good guy, and he makes really good stuff. But I wanted to talk about this today because the pre-order had me kind of thinking about pry bars, and I wanted to make a video about it because I just think that they're a really important part of my EDC, and they may be something that you could utilize too. So let's get into it. This is a 5-inch long EDC pry bar. A really nice one made out of titanium. It says the ingredients on the back right there. Titanium. And this is one of my most used tools in my kit. This is probably, after my knife, the most used. So I really do utilize this all the time. I've always carried pry bars. I've always had jobs where I can utilize one. So last night I picked up his plain Jane bar, which is essentially this, but it's like milled out in the middle here, so I'm assuming it's a little bit lighter. And I guess the milling on the inside, you can utilize that specific measured space for things. I think he said that there's something about like a shackle key or something on his website. It says like you can undo a shackle or something. I mean, the guy's a genius. He, not like I would ever probably be in that situation, but like he measured out the milling on the inside to like fit things. I don't know. He's really smart. So anyway, I picked one of them up last night, and I'll be using it as soon as it gets here. It's basically a lightweight version of this, but I use these almost every day, I would say, especially when I'm doing projects. It's something really, really useful. So let's start from kind of like bottom to top, right? So at the bottom, you have a screwdriver or a scraper or a leverage tool, obviously, with the bottle opener. The thinness here is pretty much perfect. Well, it is perfect. It's not too big where you can't fit into things, but it's not too thin where it's going to be brittle and break. Like, that's the most perfect tip that I have ever used, especially for scraping. And I actually saw Archie the other day when he was at Blade Show. He like recorded a quick little like reel of him actually using the tip of one of these to break open a zip tie. And you can open boxes too. So it's like thin enough where the geometry allows you to actually use it as like a crude cutting tool. You can bust zip ties with this pretty easily because it's like kind of sharp, and you can open boxes and tape too, which is really cool. If you're traveling, this is like a fantastic option to open things without carrying a knife because it could get taken away. So you have endless possibilities with the tip here. It is a very straight, perfectly straight and level tool, and it actually has a decent amount of length. So like Archie, I have used this as not a measuring tool, but a flat surface to draw with. If you need a straight edge to sketch something out, this is perfect. It is perfectly straight. So definitely a makeshift flat edge to do any type of sketching, especially on grid paper. This is perfect for that. The bottle opener is the best I've ever used, of course. I mean, this is like literally perfect. You have so much leverage with the length of the tool. Absolutely perfect for that. I have really beaten on the butt end of it. I'll see if I can capture that. You might be able to see the light reflecting. That's because I kind of like hammered the ano off when I was... Come on. It's pretty marred up. You can't really see it because the camera's not focusing, but all right here is pretty marred up. I recorded this too, but like a month ago I was using this for a project at work, and I was basically using this as like a... I don't even know what you would call it. I was hammering the back of it. I was putting it onto some metal that I needed to bend inward, and I was hammering the top of it, and it was like pushing the metal down for me. Like I said, I have a video of that on the Use Your Shit playlist, but this is just a crazy good extension tool, and if you don't want to beat up your knife or break your edge or your tip or whatever on your knife, this is fantastic for that. I mean, I even use it as a spatula, so I do a lot of like leather conditioning. So I have the Smith's Leather Balm, and I condition my leather sheaths with it. I condition even my boots with it. I wear leather boots like Danners at work when I'm working outside, and they get like drenched essentially every day from watering the plants at work. So they dry out really quick, and I'm constantly putting conditioner on them, especially in the contact points so that they don't crack open and break because they were like fucking $200. So... at least my Smith's Leather Balm is like a hockey puck. It is rock solid. I cannot get it out of the can unless I use something to literally pull it out, because my fingers, I can't. It's just like a very hard piece of, it's like cocoa butter or shea butter or something and beeswax, and it's hard. So I can't get mine out unless I literally scrape it out with a spoon or something, and this is what I use that for too. I'm not going to carry a spoon around with me all the time. So I literally use this as a spatula to dig out my Smith's Leather Balm when I need to put it on a sheath or on my boots or anything. And this is so good because it's so thin. It's literally a mini spoon. So there are like so many uses aside from being a pry bar that you can use this for. And I think people kind of like think that pry bars could be pocket jewelry, and some of them are, absolutely. But a lot of people say that they are because they don't know that you can use them so much further than being a pry bar. This can really do 100 more tasks aside from pry, and you may find a use for it that nobody else ever has, you know? I don't know how many other people use their pry bar as a spoon, but it works. It works very well. So I really just wanted to kind of like touch on a few things about it, because Archie's doing fantastic work over there. It's not like he asked me to make this video or anything. He might not even ever see it. I'm really starting to appreciate, like, entering other people's minds within the community. That's something that I've been really intrigued with lately. And Archie has a genius mind. Like, if you go to his Instagram page and look at what he's pumping out, the guy is a fucking genius. Like, he just whips things up like he could do it in his sleep. I mean, oh my god, he's so fucking smart. Even the beads, guys, so this is his bead too. He calls this the BNO1 Ultem bead. And I'm obsessed with these beads because it hides the knot in there so dang well. And it also has an area here where you can, you know, push this knot down and it'll kind of like secure it there and hide it there too. But even just the freaking bead, like he did all of these measurements and everything for very specific things. Like, he sends these pry bars out with this grade of paracord. It's way thinner than like your normal 550. It's from Atwood, so it's a US company too. Like, even the paracord he sends out is USA made. I think it's called like tactical cord or something, so it's much thinner, and I actually like it way more than normal paracord because I find that the normal stuff is just too thick, and then when I remove the strands from inside, it's too thin and it feels like hollow, and just I don't really like it. But ever since I got a strand of this tied to the pry bar that he sent out, I was like, oh my god, this is great. So I bought an entire wad of the exact same paracord stuff that he uses, or the tactical cord. I bought the same exact thing because now it's on almost all of my knives. I love the diameter of this compared to 550. So just a ton of thought that he puts into all of these things. And it's so useful. His gear is so useful to me, so that's why I picked up the plain Jane bar. But yeah, this is kind of turning into a rant video, so you can turn it off if you want, but it's so interesting. Like, when I started the YouTube channel a year ago, I was so, hyped up over sharing my own thoughts from my own mind and my own views, and that's kind of where, like, the use your shit thing started. Like, I was very much self-centered into my own little world of, like, sharing what use your shit means, and I'm still dedicated to that, but I've shared so much about it that now I'm very much intrigued in like, you know, delving into other people's minds and other people's philosophies and other people's ideas. So, like, there are a few people and a few makers that I have kind of stumbled upon and discovered, and I'm so obsessed with understanding why they did what they did and what they're bringing to the community. Like, that is like my new obsession. And then obviously applying my use your shit mentality to their products. But like, what a cool thing to enter a community where you can literally buy a product and like just dive into their world and see why they created something, and then you can literally like take their mind and their ideas and like put it into your own use. Like, that is just the coolest thing to me. So that's why I am just like so obsessed with some of these makers that I've been talking about lately, especially Archie. He's just a genius, and the stuff that he comes up with, I would never even know where to begin. You know what I'm saying? Like, the creativity level that he has with this stuff, I would never have the brain power to do what he does. You have to go check out his page because he's a fucking genius, guys. I'm telling you. So yeah, that's the Mr. Nice bar. I'll show you guys my plain Jane bar when it comes in. I'll obviously be using that. I mean, even the pocket clip that he like configured into the whole design, it works amazing. I've never had this fall out of my pocket. The thing is just fucking genius, and it's so comfortable. Everything about it is just perfect. But yeah, I gotta start making more videos on gear aside from knives, because obviously it's an EDC channel and we can talk about things other than knives sometimes. That's allowed. One other thing I wanted to mention was, sorry, I'm just trying to dig it out here. The Applied Weapons Tech scales that I've been testing, they're doing fantastic. And I'll make a dedicated video about this, but I just want to mention it real quick if anyone has made it this far. The owner of Applied Weapons Tech bought this same exact clip and put it onto his skinny scales, and his does not ride as close as mine does. So I'm thinking my clip is warped. I had mentioned that I think that this particular clip just rides a little too close to the edge, and that we may have to like move the configuration of the scale of the screw milling. And so the owner bought the same exact clip, and his is not doing this. So, man, mine must just be warped or something. Absolutely, because it's just so dang close. But like I said, I'll make a video update about that in particular, so that if anyone didn't make it this far, you guys will know the update on that whole deal. But yeah, I gotta go to work. I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for everyone who wished Nicole happy birthday yesterday and watched that video. That was so fun to do. It seems like you guys really like those like duo videos where Nicole and I talk about knives together. So we'll try to get more of those out. But go use your shit today, guys. Maybe try a pocket pry bar, even if you think it's stupid. And I will see you on the next video. Love you all.